I read a book on Epic Books called American Robins, and I left you a link. Um, and I learned so much about these little backyard birds that I see all the time, but I really didn't know much about. I learned that they love to eat earthworms. I love that they live all over the country. I learned that they're thrushes, and I learned so many other things. And if you want to know a little bit more, go ahead and read that epic book that I left a link um, for. And I also started getting really curious about why the robin has a red breast. And so I decided to write a pourquoi story about how Robin got his red breast. A pourquoi story is an origin story that tells us why something is the way it is. So sit back and enjoy the story. Once there was a family of thrushes that lived in a little clearing on the edge of the woods. They had gray heads, gray wings, and gray tail feathers. They had a long yellow beak, jet black eyes, and they had beautiful snowy white bellies. They were known for those beautiful white bellies. Now, the smallest of all of these birds was called Robin, and he was a very curious little bird. It had been a very gloomy spring. It was wet. It had rained a lot. It was gray a lot. And all of the thrush family was gathered in this little meadow, looking glumly down at the snowy ground. They could not wait to dig their beaks into the soft earth and pull out a squiggling worm. But there were no worms to be found because there was still a whole blanket of snow on the ground. As they stood looking and shaking their heads at the frozen earth, a little woodchuck ambled out of the woods. "Tusk, tusk, tusk," she said, shaking her glistening brown head. "That sun probably overslept again. Somebody needs to go up there and wake that sun up." And then she angrily scuttled back into the forest to try to find some dry leaves to hide under. That night, as Robin lay in his little warm nest, he had an idea. Maybe he could fly up to the sun and wake it up. Maybe he, as small as he was, could do this one thing. And so he resolved that he would wake up before all of the others and fly up to the sun. And true to his word, Robin woke up before even the roosters woke up. He woke up so early, no one else on the whole planet was awake. And he began to fly. Up, up he flew to the tippity top of the trees. Up, up he flew to the wispy white clouds. And he didn't stop there. Up, up, up he flew all the way to the sun. And when he got there, it was true. The sun was sound asleep. But how was he going to wake the sun? Then he had an idea. He began to sing, "Cheerio, cheerio, 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 cheerio." But nothing. He sang louder, "Cheerio, cheerio, 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 cheerio." One crusty eye blinked open, and then it began to close again, and Robin sang louder, "Cheerio, cheerio, 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 cheerio. And then the other eye popped open. The son gasped. He had overslept again. Oh no. So immediately he began to shine his warm rays. And it felt so good that Robin just hovered there with his breast toward the sun, just soaking in those warm, sunshiny rays. Ah. Oh no, he felt something hurt. He looked down at his snowy white breast, and it was sunburned, a deep orange. He began to fly down. Down, down he flew to the wispy white clouds, and he didn't stop there. Down, down he flew to the tippity top of the trees, and he didn't stop there. Down, 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 all the way to the little clearing where he lived with all of the other birds. And when he got there, he noticed that all of the other thrushes were looking up, their beaks pointed up to the sun, soaking in the warm rays. And they too had sunburnt breasts. Well, it didn't take long for all of that snow to melt. And as Robin dug his long yellow beak into the earth and pulled up a squiggling worm, he sighed. It had all been worthwhile. Getting up early, that long journey. After all, it is true that the early bird gets the worm. I hope you guys enjoyed my story. You know, the only thing that story is missing are some great illustrations. I'm not a very good artist, but I know many of you are. So if you are inspired and you would love to draw an illustration to go along with any part of the story, I would love that. And if you could send it to me, I will put it in this video so that we can have a story we've done together all about how Robin got his red breast. And if you are going to draw a story, please put your name and your grade right on the front so everybody can see who did the picture. And take a picture of it. Maybe mom or dad can take a picture of it with their phone and email it to me. I will leave my email address in the end notes of this video. In the meantime, enjoy observing robins. What do you notice about them? How do they move? What do they eat? And I'm also going to post a few things about how you can attract robins to your yard. It's been an awesome pleasure seeing everybody, or at least seeing you digitally. I look forward to when we get back to school. And until then, have a great day and enjoy Earth Day.